Riddle me this. Why does Guillermo del Toro have the Angel of Death in almost all of his movies? Frankenstein is a classic tale of Victor Frankenstein, who is obsessed with creating life. Now, this is not a standard old school horror action type of film. This is more of a dramatic retelling of the story, which focuses more on the characters and their motivations, with a little bit of action in between. I have to say, there wasn't one bad actor in this film. Everybody puts in a great performance. The dialogue is great. Everybody brought their A game. The story focuses on what leads up to his obsession and the events that lead up to the creation of his monster. I'd say about the first hour of the film focuses on the setup, then the second half focuses on all the events that lead up to the creature's creation, and then the last 20 minutes or so is the resolution to the conflict with his creation. The pacing in the story is good and is slightly told in a non-linear fashion in the sense of Deadpool, where they jump between current and past events in a cohesive way. I'd give this a 4 out of 5 stars. A competent script with great performances and dialogue throughout. I enjoy movies that challenge me and make you question your moral grounds and understanding of situations. I did like the relationship dynamic between Victor and the creature after he's being created. At first it was an initial awe, and then it became frustration, as you would with a infant that isn't understanding anything. One of the two primary themes of this movie is the age-old question of, just because you can do it, should you? And then the other is self-reflection and how your actions can lead to the current predicament that you're in. Now, with all that being said, I did have a few issues with the movie. The first being Elizabeth, who is Victor's sister-in-law. Her connection to the monster felt a little rushed. I understand what they were going for, but it just wasn't enough time spent between her and the monster to justify her actions in the end. And the last being the changes to Frankenstein's lore. So the main lore of Frankenstein is he's a combination of body parts that are sewn together and is brought back to life. And his weakness or fear is fire. He slightly has above average strength. In this film though, Frankenstein is scared of nothing. And for some odd reason, his body parts just magically regenerate with no explanation. And by the end of the film, he has superhuman levels of strength. Now, I'm not opposed to these changes, but I would like a proper explanation for it, specifically the regeneration part of it. Even though Victor acknowledged it earlier in the film, he just never really went into depth in the explanation of it. So there's a scene in the trailer where Frankenstein lights the dynamite. Now, if you don't want to be spoiled, here, this is your warning.
Now, run.
Before we get to the dynamite scene, Frankenstein had been shot and his fingers were shot off. In a matter of minutes within that happening, he regrew his fingers. He regenerated everything. So we get to the point where Frankenstein is lighting the dynamite now, and he tells Victor to light it to test his durability. Victor lights the dynamite. Frankenstein embraces the dynamite and it explodes, and absolutely nothing happens to his body. It's like he was impervious to the explosion. But yet just minutes earlier, his fingers were shot off. But now you're telling me that an explosion won't blow up any part of his body? Like it just didn't make sense. But that's not to take away from the scene. The scene itself was great. It just made him more intimidating. But with all that being said, I would love to see a part 2 to this. I'd love to see how they bring the bride to life and continue that story. But that's it for this review. Let me know what you think about this film. Are you going to see it? Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.